Everybody in the front row, you got to help me out a little bit. Okay, so how would I figure out, what the hell does this mean, first off?
11th percentile.
11th percentile, which means if you were in the 11th percentile grade on a test, what does that mean? You sucked. But what does it mean?
That 99% of people, or
Careful.
89% of people are
Better than you, which means 11% did worse. So percentiles always mean that percentage is below your score, whatever it is. I like it. So in golf, you want to be low. On the test, you want to be high. Okay. What are the 2 steps to figure that out?
11% of 8.
Yes, so 11%. Why is it of 8?
Because there are 8
This is
numbers.
freaking 8. I like that. That's the right way to answer that question. So what is 0.11 times 8? What's 11 times 8? Yeah, so 0.88. What do you do when you get that kind of thing? Round up, in this case to 1. Even if it was 0.38, you go up to 1. You round up. What does it mean? What does that 1 mean? Is that the answer?
Yes.
It actually is in this case. It kind of sucks. Because what's the first number?
1.
1. There you go. That's why 1 is the answer. Because the first number. The first thing you do is figure out where the answer is. So of course the second thing you do is you go get the freaking answer, right? That's the 2 steps to a percentile. Where's the answer? Go get the answer. Next. What about, what could I also call P75? It's not another exercise grace. What is it? P90? P75. What's special about P75? That is the what percentile? 75%. If you're 75% of the way through a football game,
3/4.
you're done with 3/4. So I could also call this Q3. The 3rd quartile. I could. I will. You'll deal with it. Is that really that horrible? What would P25 be?
The first one, 5.
Yeah, amazing. Right? Don't make too much out of that, please. So if I say find Q2, what are you going to find? P50. 2nd quarter is 50%. Don't make too big of a deal. Yes?
Right there where you got equals 0.88, how'd you get to the 1?
You round up always. If it's not a whole number, you round up. Yeah. So now we're going to see what to do if it is a whole number. All right, you ready? Yes?
For Q2, would it matter if you put P5 or P50?
If you put what? P5 would mean 5%. The 5th percentile. Totally different. Q2 is P50. It's the 50th percentile.
So we should put P50?
If it's Q2, it's also known as P50, yes. Yeah, don't, again, right? If I'm 2/4 of the way through something, I'm halfway through it. So it's just 2 different ways to say the same thing, right?
If you had a P100, would you have Q4?
Yeah, sort of, but there is none. That would just be the max. That would just be the highest
So
one.
it's going off a quarter
Yeah.
system.
There's Q1, Q2, Q3, and then there's low and there's high. Yeah.
Would Q1 be 25?
Yes,
Percentile?
Q1 would be P25. I love it. Now, how would I figure out P75? What's the 2 steps?
75%.
What's 75% as a fraction? Come on. 3/4. So what's 3/4 of 8? Yeah, 4 goes into 8 twice, so it's 6. What do I do when I get a whole number on this? Average the 6th one and the 7th. So 1, 6. Average those. What's halfway between 18 and 19?
17.5. Or 8.
I like it. It's halfway between us and Mexico. Get it. That's all right. All right, so percentiles don't make more of them than that. How many things, how many situations do you have to remember? 2. If it's a decimal number, you round up and take that answer. If it's a whole number, you average that with the next one.
And the answer can have a
Yeah, the answer could have a decimal because if I have to average two things,
Wait,
until
what
it
do you mean
comes
average it out with the next one?
Second?
With the next what? Average it with the next what? The 6?
Yeah, so it's the 6th and 7th. The 6th number and the next one. Yeah. Okay. So this has already come up, but I just didn't call it this. The 5-number summary of a list of data is sort of like what you were saying earlier. It's the whole game. The beginning of the game, the lowest number. The first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, and then the end of the game. I almost put Q4. That's the 5-number summary. So when I say find the 5-number summary, you just got to find those 5 things. Which one have we already discovered? Q3, right? So we know 18.5 is Q3. You guys finish it up. And what's the lowest? 1. What's the highest? 24. All right, so you got 2 things to figure out. Do it. Yes?
Does that just say a 4 under Q3?
It's high.
Oh, high.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes?
I'd say 18.5 divided by 3 and then double that number to get Q1, Q2.
Whoa. No. Percentiles are all about position. They have no idea the values of the numbers. Couldn't this be negative 18 billion, negative 48, 0, 1, 1.1, 18, 19, and the percentiles would still be the same number. So you can't do something to this and figure out the other ones because it's about position. Percentiles are all about where things are, not to start with what they are, right?
It's more confusing than the rest of the stuff.
Okay.
So Q1's going to be 25% of 8.
Yeah, totally. So 1/4 of 8. No big deal. So what do you do with that? When you do 1/4 of 8, you get 2. What do you do with that? Aw, what are you doing? There you go, poor little dude.
And then you take the second number.
Yep, so you average the second and third numbers. Second and third numbers. 7 and
Is it the
11.
second and third numbers because you got 2 as your whole number?
Yeah, you're right.
Yes. Whenever you get a whole number, you average that one with the next one. So I got 2, I'm going to take the second, average it with the third. Why do we do that? Because the thing we did when we first started talking about this shit, because we did it naturally. So let's build it into our process then, because that's just what makes sense. I really don't want you to forget that. That's the thing about math. Don't just go, some people said do this shit, so I'm going to do it. No. People, what were these people thinking? Were they on something? Probably. What were they thinking, though? What were they trying to do? Why did it make sense? Why does that feed into what we do? Okay, right? Okay. So what's the average of those? I think somebody already told me. 9. And then Q2, the same idea. Half of 8 is remarkably enough 4. What does that mean? Yeah, average the 4th and 5th one, so you get
12.5.
1.5. I like it. So that's the 5-number summary. Before you leave today, I will show you how to make this expensive calculator tell you all 5 of those numbers in a nice list. But that is not enough work. You do the work and then you can check it. Now you ready? We're going to make something called a box and whisker plot based on what we just did. That is the name of it. It isn't me. You guys have seen these somewhere in your life. I'm almost certain they're not that prevalent, but they're out there. Here's how you do it. So a 5-number summary is what we use to create what's called a box and whisker. I think the book just calls it a box plot, which is boring shit. It's a box and whisker plot. It's a different color. All right, whiskey. So we made a scale. We made a scale that had to have all these numbers have a home. This is the worst thing. You ready? Don't even write this shit down. Lift your pencil up. I have a special place in my heart for these people. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? You know, I don't know. It's the numbers you got. What kind of scale is this? How far apart are those? 8. How far apart are those? 3.5. This is misleading at best, dishonest, and just manipulating at worst, right? Your scale's got to be consistent. So my scale only cares about the numbers just to make sure they all have a place to go. So where am I probably going to start? Freaking 0. And where do I have to get to? 24 or 5, depending on what scale you want. If I use scale 4, beautiful, right? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Now everybody's got a place. Or you can do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, whatever the hell you want to do, whatever makes sense. Do any of my numbers show up on the scale directly? 1. Do I care? No. Because can you find 1? Yeah, here's what you do. You put a line. Where's 1? Like right there. Put a line over it. Where's 9? Like right here. Put a line over it. Where's 12 and a half? I don't know. Right there. Where's 18 and a half? I don't know. Right there. And then 24 is definitely right there. Yay! Look at that shit. I love you guys. I love you guys. Again, if you were alive when they first started doing this, you could have said, well, that's just weird shit. Why don't we do this? You weren't. Too bad. We all do this. Right? So on one level, you just realize this is just the way they decided to represent things. Right? Just like the number 2. Why does it look like that? If you were alive, you could have made it look like this. If you want, you weren't. Too bad for you. The middle 3, you make a box. Like this. And then you make whiskers. Like that. Has anybody ever seen something that looked like that before? A few of you guys.
I think quality ones kind of look like that.
Oh yeah, with the
Circular.
yeah. But if you look at like a college guide, they will often have GPAs and SATs represented with box plots. You see these sometimes. They're not really used as often. So some of you guys are like, oh yeah, I've seen that shit before. That's what it means. Can anybody tell me what percentage of the data is in that box? What's in the box?
Sorry,
No? Nobody gets that reference?
60%.
What's in the box? What's in the box? Oh, sorry. Not 75. No. What's this? What was this again? Physically, what is that? That's Q3. So what percentage is below it entirely? 75. What's this? Q1. So what percentage is below that? 25. So 75 minus 25 is 50. So there's 50% of the data in the box. So that's your heartland. Right? Very often, if you look at colleges and you're trying to figure out what college you go to, they'll report you the middle 50% of GPAs for students that go there, the middle 50% of SATs for students who go there. So it kind of eliminates the people that just barely made it in and the overachievers, and they focus on the heartland. Here's our bulk of our average kind of student. It looks like this. Does that kind of make sense? And did it really take us a long time to do that and do this? So it's a really useful, quick... So if I had another college, let's say this, I don't know, this is some kind of a entrance exam with that goes up to 24. You guys just go with me. I'm trying to make something up after the fact. And I have another... So these are the students that go to this college. This is how they did on the exam. And then another college looks like this. Same scale, it looks like this. Can you tell what's the immediate difference between college A and college B? College B students,
Or stupider. More
sure, they did worse. They did worse. Doing poorly in a test doesn't mean you're stupid. No, we all know that's not true, but maybe some of them are. What about this one? That's not that different from this one, right? But the heartland has moved down a little bit. So again, it looks like on average these guys did a little bit worse. So I could have several of these with the same scale and I can quickly compare, and it doesn't take that long to make these. That's the usefulness of this. Plus you just have to be able to freaking do it to pass the class. But, so that's useful for you. Alright, so if I ask you, what I'm always going to do is going to ask you, find the 5-number summary, and then immediately I'll ask you to create a box plot, because you use these to make this. That makes sense, right? So let's do this. I think we got enough. Yes. I want you to do the side of this that says, remarkably enough, percentiles and box plots. The other side we'll do later. So do this side, we'll talk about it, and then we'll take a break. So again, please, you guys, don't freak yourself out. Percentiles and box plots. Don't do the one that says data analysis exercise. Don't do that yet. Percentiles and box plots. Do that side.